So there's kind of a problem that I'm running into currently with my artistic pursuits. And I think this problem has actually existed for quite a while. I think it's existed since I was around 18 to 20. That's when it kind of started. But it hasn't been until now that I've kind of realized that it's kind of growing into a bigger problem and becoming more apparent. And I'm going to try and explain what that problem is. So, when I am in the midst of working on a piece of art, any kind of art, like if it's a piece of music, or if it's a script, or if it's a book, or an essay, a video essay, editing a video, whatever, when I'm in the midst of actually doing it, if I'm actually trying to make something, I am the world's biggest critic of myself, and I see every single flaw before it even gets typed out. I see so many flaws in my own work when I'm trying to make it that it's hard for me to even type things. It's hard for me to even get things out of my head because I know that it's not going to sound right and it's not going to be good. And it's a really tough process, and I have to push through that and get over that, and then and then eventually I can sort of get to a mode where I'm sort of not thinking about it, and then I write, and then I get it. But it's always there. Like there's always this very strong self-critic when I'm trying to create something. However, when I put the pen down, metaphorically speaking, whenever I stop, for some reason, my entire mental idea of the project completely shifts, and I can no longer see any flaws in it. All I can see are the good things in it. And I just look at it, and I play it back if it's a song that I'm working on, or I read it if it's a essay that I'm working on, or I watch it if it's a video that I'm working on, and I just feel like, wow, I did such a great job. And it's impossible for me to see any of the flaws and any of the problems, and I can't even edit it or whatever because I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mode of thinking where I'm actually trying to create something. Now, that's not the actual problem. The problem has come up more recently because of the way that I view art like this. Because whenever I am not working on something, whenever I have decided that I'm finished with it or that I'm done with it and I've stopped working on it, whenever I look back at it, I always think that it's great, is that it's kind of turned into this weird Narcissist-style obsession with my own art. Like this, I will watch or listen to my own pieces of music over and over again without adding anything, I think it's like the most useless thing that anyone could ever do is listen to their own stuff and not add anything to it, not think of any critiques of it, just listen to it. It's just it is completely 100% narcissistic. I am looking at my reflection in the water and just saying I am the most beautiful person in the world. And I feel like what happened to Narcissus, he stared at his own reflection until he died because he was so obsessed with it. I think that will happen to me. I will stare at my own artwork until I waste all of the time that I have left. And so I don't want to do that. I don't want that to happen. So I've kind of decided to do something about it. I've decided that to come up with like a rule that I don't know if I can ever stop myself from watching my own stuff or listening to my own stuff or whatever, rereading it. But I can add a rule that'll prevent me from doing it too much because I've been doing it a lot. Like every time that I record one of these podcasts and then upload it to YouTube, I feel so proud of myself that I go back and I listen to like 7 of the previous episodes of this thing and just listen to it and be like, yeah, that was great. I did a great job. I can't see the flaws. I can't do anything because I'm not editing it. I'm not working on it. It's done. I'm just listening to it. I'm just like, masturbating to myself. It's really stupid. So I've kind of come up with a rule that I'm going to have. If I want to look at my own art in that way, in the kind of self-masturbatory, narcissistic way, I have to at least add one thing to it. Like, for instance, if it's a piece of music, I have to at least add one note And it can't just be a random, I can't just be like a random note. It has to be a note that I think fits in there. So I have to add something. Otherwise, I'm not going to allow myself to listen to it. And maybe not necessarily I have to add something to the specific song. Like if I listen to a song that's of my own song, I have to at least add something or I have to create one new thing. So I'm going to do that with all of my projects. Like if I look at my one of my podcast episodes, I have to make another one, or I have to work on another one. I have to think about an idea for another one. Or if I reread one of my video essays or watch one of my video essays, I have to work on another one. That's going to be the rule. And I think it's going to help me, and I hope that it does, because I don't want to end up like Narcissus. I don't want to die having made nothing and having done nothing because I'm obsessed with myself. That doesn't sound like a fun way to go. So hopefully this will make it better. Hopefully this will improve my life and make my life into a much more fun place to exist. So that's all I have to say for today, folks. This has been the Kokino Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. See you later.